sudah terkenal di mana-mana. Memasak nasi menjadi bubur, kalau tak jadi apa rasanya tulang menangis di dalam kubur. Suasana hatiku sedang berduka gara-gara cintaku diputus dia. Sudah janji menikah hari Selasa, tapi kini kasihku berpindah cinta. Malu hatiku masih dapat ditahan, tapi namaku jadi omongan orang. Lebih baik ku gali kubur yang dalam, agar tamat riwayat tanpa kenangan. Kalau kau tahu hancurnya hatiku, bagaikan kaca yang dilempar batu. Luka hatiku sembuh bila dirimu bukan jodohku. Duhai kekasihku, pujaan hatiku, kasihani keadaku di dalam siksamu. Suasana hatiku sedang berduka gara-gara cintaku diputus dia. Sudah janji menikah hari Selasa, tapi kini kasihku berpindah cinta. putuskan cintaku. Wahai sayangku, Dinda, Dinda. Adakah cinta lain di dalam hatimu, hingga kau campakkan aku yang tak berdosa? Sungguh terlalu pagi kau membenciku, seakan dirimu tak pernah mencintaiku. Siapa yang telah merebut hatimu sehingga kau lupakan aku? Dinda, adakah cinta lain di dalam hatimu, hingga kau campakkan aku yang tak berdosa? Saat bahagia kau tinggalkan aku. Belum tentu cintanya seperti cintaku. Mengapa dirimu tega lupakan aku? Apakah salahku? Apakah dosaku hingga kau pergi? Dinda, adakah cinta lain di dalam hatimu, hingga kau campakkan aku yang tak berdosa? campakkan aku yang tak berdosa. Dinda, curi-curi pandang di balik tirai bulu matamu. Kau tundukkan aku dengan lirikanmu, itu senjatamu menembus hatiku. Aku maju salah, aku mundur susah, jala-jala cinta menjaring diriku. Baru kini ku alami seperti ini. Aku jatuh cinta padamu. Kau tundukkan aku dengan lirikanmu, itu senjatamu menembus hatiku. Jantung hati, kau tundukkan aku dengan lirikanmu, itu senjatamu menembus hatiku. Kau tundukkan aku dengan lirikanmu, itu senjatamu menembus hatiku. Aku maju salah, aku mundur susah, jala-jala cinta menjaring diriku. Baru kini ku alami seperti ini. aku dengan lirikanmu. Itu senjatamu menembus hatiku. Siapapun jua meraih dirimu, Nila, dambaan hatiku. Nila, ahai Nila, percaya padaku, usah kau ragu. Siakan dirimu karena engkau ratu hatiku. Aku bersumpah demi cinta suciku, rela berkorban hanya untukmu. Siapapun jua meraih dirimu, Nila, dambaan hatiku. Nila, ahai Nila, percaya padaku, usah kau ragu. Siakan dirimu karena engkau ratu hatiku. Aku bersumpah demi cinta suciku, rela berkorban hanya untukmu. Siapapun jua meraih diri tersimpan di dada. Oh, agar aku tak ragu dalam menjalin cinta. Di balik senyummu dua tanda tanya, yang satu untukku dan satu untuknya. Rahasia hatimu tak mungkin terbuka, meskipun kau tahu aku jatuh cinta. Dalamnya lautan masih dapat kuduga, tapi hati susah diraba. Yang mana gerangan pilihan sebenarnya, diriku ataukah dirinya? Katakanlah padaku yang tersimpan di dada. Oh, agar aku tak ragu dalam menjalin cinta. Di balik senyummu dua tanda tanya, yang satu untukku dan satu untuknya. Rahasia hatimu tak mungkin terbuka, meskipun kau tahu aku jatuh cinta. Dalamnya lautan masih dapat kuduga, tapi hati susah diraba. Yang mana gerangan pilihan sebenarnya, diriku ataukah dirinya? Betapa sedihnya perasaanku, betapa sakitnya luka hatiku. Kau hujamkan duri pengkhianatanmu, kau taburi bisa kecuranganmu. Kau bermain cinta dengan sahabatku, sungguh tak kusangka hatimu sekejam itu. Ku berikan cinta kepadamu setulus hati, tak kusangka kau ternyata kini bermain cinta lagi. Ku sayangi, ku kasih dirimu sepenuh hati, tak kuduga dengan tega hati ini kau lukai. Tanpa engkau hiraukan hatiku yang kecewa, dengan begitu mudah kau hianati cinta. Tetapi biarlah kan ku tanggung semua segala derita hati yang penuh kecewa. Tak ku harap lagi belas kasihmu, ku tak sudi lagi bujuk rayumu. Cukuplah sekali hati ini kau lukai. Cinta kepadamu setulus hati, tak kusangka kau ternyata kini bermain cinta lagi. Ku sayangi, ku kasih dirimu sepenuh hati, tak kuduga dengan tega hati ini kau lukai. Tanpa engkau hiraukan hatiku yang kecewa. Dengan begitu mudah kau hianati cinta. Tetapi biarlah kan ku tanggung semua segala derita hati yang penuh kecewa. Tak ku harap lagi belas kasihmu, ku tak sudi lagi bujuk rayumu. Cukuplah sekali hati ini kau lukai. Rana, 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 Rana. Tatapan matamu merasuk kalbu, senyummu menggoda menawan jiwaku. Rana, oh Rana, Rana, di dalam kerabat kau selalu dipuja. Akhlak dan budimu pelita hidupku. Rana, oh Rana. kehidupan bila engkau di sisiku. Rana, oh Rana, Rana, tatapan matamu merasuk kalbu, senyummu menggoda menawan jiwaku. Rana, oh Rana, sifat penuh manja, anggun ceria, lambaian tanganmu penuh berarti. Kau bunga lamunan sepanjang hari, terbawa mimpi di malam hari. Tiada resah dalam kehidupan bila engkau di sisiku. Rana, oh Rana, Rana, tatapan matamu merasuk kalbu, senyummu menggoda menawan jiwaku. Rana, oh Rana, di senja hari nan cerah, ku nanti kedatanganmu. Sayup-sayup ku bisikan desiran cintaku. Oh, termenung dalam bayangmu, rindu makin menyatu. Kesunyian jiwa ini resah menyiksa hati. Oh, rindunya. Hariku lalui jemu menanti, gelisah di hati penuh misteri. Segenggam hatiku terasa letih, terhempas badai gelombangnya rindu. Kapankah berakhir rindu yang melanda? Di senja hari nan cerah, ku nanti sayup-sayup ku bisikan desiran cintaku. Termenung dalam bayangmu, rindu makin menyatu. Kesunyian jiwa ini resah menyiksa hati. Hari ku lalui jemu menanti, gelisah di hati penuh misteri. Segenggam hatiku terasa letih, terhempas badai gelombangnya rindu. Kapankah berakhir rindu yang melanda? Di senja hari nan cerah ku nanti kedatanganmu. Sayup-sayup ku bisikan desiran cintaku. Termenung dalam bayangmu, rindu makin menyatu. Kesunyian jiwa ini resah menyiksa hati. Rindunya. Tak pernah ku habarkan derita padamu semenjak kita berdua memadu cinta. Kini tiba saatnya yang aku impikan untuk mencurahkan segala isi hatiku kepada dirimu. Sakora tapi yang akan terjadi karena semua kehendak Ilahi. Bagi dirimu harus mengerti, roda cinta akan berlari sedih. Pasrahkan dirimu demi cinta suci. Ku tak sanggup lagi merahasiakan segala cintaku ini sampai ku mati. Sekolah tapi yang akan terjadi karena semua kehendak Ilahi. Bagi dirimu harus mengerti, roda cinta pasrahkan dirimu demi cinta suci. Ku tak sanggup lagi merahasiakan segala apa yang sedang aku alami. Demi kau dan anakku yang aku cintai, ku pendamkan semua deritaku ini sampai ku mati. Juitaku parasmu menawan hatiku. Siapa orangnya yang tak tergila-gila bila memandang dirimu, oh Juwita? Begitu juga diriku kepadamu, karena dirimu ku puja selalu. Bahagia bila engkau jadi milikku. Siang ku rindukan, malam ku impikan, karena wajahmu selalu terbayang. Ku relakan diriku jadi sahayamu, agar dirimu tak melupakan aku. Aku tak ingin berpisah denganmu. Siapa orangnya yang tak tergila-gila bila memandang dirimu, oh Juwita? Begitu juga diriku kepadamu, karena dirimu ku puja selalu. Bahagia bila engkau jadi milikku. Siang ku rindukan, malam ku impikan, karena wajahmu selalu terbayang. Ku relakan diriku jadi sahayamu, agar dirimu tak melupakan aku. Aku tak ingin berpisah denganmu. Siapa orangnya yang tak tergila-gila bila memandang dirimu, oh Juwita. Begitu juga diriku kepadamu, karena dirimu ku puja selalu. Bahagia bila engkau jadi milikku. Terkira korban yang pernah terpendam, korban berupa memori cinta antara kita masa yang silam. Tiada pernah terlupa cerita lama, korban derita pengkhianatanmu. Di dalam bercinta kau ingkar janji dan selalu berdusta. Padamkan semua api cintamu. Tiada pernah terlupa cerita lama, korban derita pengkhianatanmu. Di dalam bercinta kau ingkar janji dan selalu berdusta. terlupa cerita lama, korban derita pengkhianatanmu. Di dalam bercinta kau ingkar janji dan selalu berdusta. Sendiriku, sendiri bersedih. Tiada kasih hati, terasa sunyi diri karena kau pergi tak kembali. Salahkah diriku, salahkah diriku kepada dirimu hingga tega meninggalkan aku? Mungkinkah kau kembali padaku seperti dahulu? Tiada pernah diriku mengingkari janji. Ku harapkan dirimu coba mau mengerti. Mungkin dirimu yang akan mengingkari. Biarlah, biarlah, biarlah ku bawa deritaku ini walau sampai mati. Salahkah diriku, salahkah diriku kepada dirimu hingga tega meninggalkan aku? Tiada pernah diriku mengingkari janji. Ku harapkan dirimu coba mau mengerti. Mungkin dirimu yang akan mengingkari. Biarlah, biarlah, biarlah ku bawa deritaku ini walau sampai mati. Salahkah diriku, salahkah diriku kepada dirimu hingga tega meninggalkan aku? Mungkinkah kau kembali padaku seperti dahulu? Pada seperti dahulu padaku, seperti dahulu padaku, seperti dahulu padaku, seperti dahulu padaku.
Well, hello people of YouTube. Spats and Harley back for part 2 of our question and answer video series. This will be some more answers, so without further ado, we're going to jump right in here. The first one, and these are in no particular order, I went through and I parsed all the questions that have been left on both videos and put them all on one document so we can check a look here. So, the first question on the list is from 1912 Rambler Fan 01. I just wanted to say hi from Boonville, Missouri. Hi! Hi from Pittsburgh, PA. I say that I enjoy your videos. Well, thank you. Here are a few questions for you too. First of all, what hobbies do you all do besides collecting and restoring old appliances and electronics? Well, let's see. A lot of these I'm not active in anymore, but I enjoyed, I did a lot of racing, dirt bike racing, freestyle motocross, cross-country ATV quad, and I also did some light circle track and drag strip stuff at South Georgia Motorsports Park back until moving to PA. Haven't found anything like that up here, and I don't have a vehicle that would perform adequately enough for a drag strip anymore, so not really into that. I really love music. I'm one of those people who gets really into music, and I do the whole sit back with my headphones on and close my eyes and listen for hours at a time. Did you have anything to add to the hobby?
I do.
Okay.
And I count this the furry thing.
Oh.
If you're not familiar with it, let's just say it's an appreciation of anthropomorphic animals.
Yes.
And all that, and it just became a big hobby, as in performing, as we call it, fursuiting. I got 2 fursuits, artwork. I'm big into animated television programs and movies, particularly of the furry variety. And
Tailspin.
yeah, that's my main influence right there for a lot of things I do. Let's see. I'm also big into music, though a lot of my music is, I love like anything like from, say, late 50s, or maybe all 50s, all the way up to like early 90s, I would say. Would probably be a good number. Maybe some late 90s stuff. And there's a few things here and there today. Let's see, that's music. I had a brain dump.
Yes, sir.
But outside of electronics, I just love using the stuff. I do love washing clothing and stuff. I love running the vacuum and all that stuff for fun. Think what you will, but I don't care. And
that means I don't have to do it.
Yeah, and it's probably a lot more I could probably think of, but like I said, electronics themselves are a big part of my life, and for everything, and video games, especially vintage, older games. I started off with the NES and all the way up to modern. Heavily hooked on Grand Theft Auto 5 right now. And
Pimping rides.
And let's see, running through my head, I mean, I would say that covers a good chunk of what I like. There's probably more I could dive into, but I don't think if I keep this video within reasonable time, we should, I think that would cover it.
Yep. Okay, let's see here. Also, how many fans and TVs do you have? As far as the fans, we have over 200. I lost count. I was actually doing a Microsoft Access database of every fan, year, color, blade set, motor manufacturer, all the information that we could get, model and serial numbers. And I think I got to 139 before I put that to the side for now, and that was probably close to 2 years ago. And we've got probably another 75 or 80 since then, so we're up over 200 now on the fans. As far as TVs, what would you say?
Probably coming up on about 100.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much everything mid-80s and older
Yeah.
I enjoy. So.
How's the Snyder General doing at your friend's house? It's actually doing fine. Like my message said, I heard that the first winter she had the blower motor replaced by her ex-husband for an unspecified reason. I don't think she said it burned out or quit. I think she said it was just making noise. I don't know. I know it had that resonance.
When it started up.
It'd go bow, wow, 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 you know.
Yeah, but after it got up to speed, it was quiet.
Yeah, but, I mean, that could have been a start winding problem or something.
Could have been.
Oh, yeah, and what inspired you to make YouTube videos? I'll tell you what inspired me, and it's not only something you'd never think of, but the reason why we're married today, 6 years later, almost 7 years later. I was working on a box fan back in 2009, and I couldn't, for the life of me, get the stupid thing to work. I posted on forums. I got shit for answers. I tried to talk to people, and they're all like, well, yeah, it's broken. Throw it away and go to Walmart and buy a new one. They're only $10. You know, that kind of bullshit. Well, I don't remember who, but somebody suggested, one of my friends back in Georgia suggested that I video it and put it up on YouTube, that, you know, millions of people would potentially see it and be able to help me, and that's what I did. He responded, Emerson Colley responded, and we're married now, so that's pretty inspiring to make YouTube videos. Do you have anything in particular to add?
Yes.
Okay.
I put my first YouTube video up January 2006, and I wasn't serious about it. I used to do a lot of videos on my own. I didn't talk in them. I just recorded things, and I used to make my own music videos. Out of cartoons and stuff. So I uploaded that stuff, and if you go back to on my channel, it's called the Speedy C395 Classic. I had tape recorders and like scores, I believe. I can't remember the videos right now, but yeah. And then I started getting a lot of views, and I started uploading stuff that wasn't mine, but like stuff like old commercials and stuff. Then I started I'm getting a lot of response from it, and that was the year I really started to collect stuff. So I started to upload things, and I got a good response out of all this, and it just kind of grew from there. It really started taking off in 2007, and then 2008 onward, it just kept going from there. And my styles have changed since then, but for the better, I would say. And
Yep.
I'm going to keep doing it because I still enjoy making the videos. And the only other thing, and that's why I do it. I just was amazed at the response. And like I said, I do all my stuff because I enjoy it, and the fact that other people enjoy it inspires me to keep going.
That's actually a very good answer.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's it right there.
But it's true. It's absolutely
It is true.
And the other thing I'll add to this, it's not about that, but if you're wondering why my original name was Speedy C395, I just picked a random name. It's actually based off of an old AIM screen name I had, and that was from, if you remember, in the 90s, it was a cartoon anime, Samurai Pizza Cats, or in Japan as Kayato Ninden Tiande, I believe. and it was the character in the American version that's not even the same show, basically. But yeah, that's where that came from. And once that got deleted from a copyright infringement, I've been Spats since September 2004, so that's why I finally made the move to Spats. Yeah.
Okie dokie. And he continues on to say, sorry for the 500,000 questions. That's okay. That's what we're here for. That's the purpose of this video. I also hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Well, thank you very much. And I hope you did also. We did. We went to Spatz's parents' house.
Yep.
And had a great Thanksgiving dinner. We don't do turkey, so we did chicken. But other than that, it was great. We got to, or at least I got to pet, like 10 cats?
Yeah.
I got to see raccoons eating bread. Like, just, they're so funny, too, because they just reach down and pick it up. And then they, like, stick it in their mouth and run away. Because his mom feeds all the local wildlife.
Yeah.
So, thank you, 1912 Rambler Fan 01 for that. And I, again, hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving also. Okay, moving right along. I'll take this one. Dewey Jacks says, okay, have you ever messed around with and tried to repair a vintage Hammond tube tone wheel generator organ from the 50s or 60s, such as a Hammond B3, C3, or A100? No, but I am familiar with them. I have, in fact, played around with one of those Leslie spinning speakers. And back when I was 13 years old, now that was, oh golly, 1989. When I was 13 years old in the state of Georgia, you could get a work permit at 13 with your parents' permission. I did. Went to work with my father's best friend, who did HVAC stuff, and had a little bit of side work that he did. Also, one of which was repairing pipe organs. This particular pipe organ, I don't know, it had to have been probably 150 years old. I'm not for sure on that. But it was very hybrid. It was one of those, okay, if you know what I'm talking about here, Dewey Jacks, it was one of those with the bellows, you know, and the organ player would sit there and pump their feet really hard to inflate the bellows that would slowly go down and blow air out the pipes through the valves. It was that, only the foot pedals had been replaced with a blower, sort of like the metal one that we have. What is that one? I can't remember the brand on it. That cast aluminum.
Yeah, I know what you're talking. It slips my mind right now.
Yeah, like an industrial blower. And most of the higher pitched pipes were still in use. The valves had been replaced with electronic solenoids. And the largest pipes had been deactivated because they just couldn't keep them in tune. So the lower half, or I would say maybe the lower quarter of the octave range was handled electronically through a set of hidden speakers. That was 80s vintage. But yeah, I remember that very clearly. It had been modified sometime back in the 60s or 70s because there was a lot of tube audio involved. But there was also some solid state audio involved from later on in the 80s or early 90s. That's the only basic organ work I've ever done. Now, I can play a Hammond organ, but that's the closest I've ever come to repairing them. I hope that kind of answers that question for you there. Okay, now, Lake Napissing asks, do you ever have to deal with people making snide comments about you having and using vintage equipment? Dude, go for it.
All right, I have to say mine was probably the best experience of that. And I'll probably do a rant video on this in another video, but from when I first started working in an engineering position, as I've come to call them, the McMansioners. McMahon being the OG. I'll get into the story, the origin of McMahon, but anyhow, in all seriousness, you would think the people that are engineers would appreciate this kind of stuff. They're the ones that were the most ignorant about it. And I got comments like, I was actually told, one, I was like, oh, I used to do that when I was like a teenager, but and it's like you'll just grow out of it. I'll grow out of it. And also, it's like, well, if you get married, you're gonna have to get rid of all that stuff.
Until he got married to me.
But yeah, they're the ones that made all the really nasty comments about it. Like, why would I do this? Why would I do that? Why would I waste my time with this when I should be doing their activities instead? They were the worst ones for that. So yeah, I got that shit all the time. And in fact, like, I actually had one of them when I bought my house here in 2008. Came over, and instead of saying, "Oh, nice house," or giving me compliments, oh my God, I got like the most backlash from it. And I'll also cover that in another video about McMansioners. But I got blasted for that. And I had my Harvest Gold Hoover convertible, and they looked at it and said, "You need a new vacuum?" I said, "Excuse me?" I mean, I was all proud of it because I had it novused and shinied up and everything, and they didn't even see that. And then I had the vintage, at the time I had the original. What are you doing? The original carpet in the house, which I loved. I did have to replace it, but eventually. But I loved that carpet. I got insults for that. And and this and that, and it's just like I couldn't be myself. And I'll get into a rant, but yeah, my main issue I ever got flack with was the McMansioners. And I can say with my new job, people are interested in what I do. And in fact, they actually hook me up with stuff, and they think what I do is interesting. And I think what they do is interesting too. This one guy, my manager, he restores old cars and motorcycles, and his sons do the same thing. And one son's also into vintage electronics, maybe not on the same level I am, but he understands and gets it. And everyone else thinks it's cool. So, but yeah, I would say I got a pretty good backlash on for liking vintage stuff, but that's where I kind of have an attitude. If someone gives me shit about it, I'll tell them off right there. And they show their made in China pride.
Made in China advantage.
That's where I came up with that shit when they started doing that. It's like, yeah, you just spend your thousands of dollars, waste your money on new shit. I don't mind. Okay, go ahead. We're eating up time here.
Okay. As for me, I don't really have the same sort of experience like that, because I will generally tell somebody, and it happens. I mean, I've got comments from people. One person in particular that I can think of who's the father of a patient of mine, or was. He's dead now, but he was. Had mentioned that, why waste your time restoring old stuff? Just throw it away and get new stuff. Well, I mean, generally, I tell people what I think of them by that point. I was in a professional setting at the time. I'm totally different in my professional setting while at work than I am right now, and while I'm doing videos and all that shit. But I pretty much haven't had a whole lot of flack. I get a little from a close family member sometimes who says stuff like, "You have 100 TV sets. When are you gonna start selling some of them off?" And we're like, we're not. Well, why do you have 100 TV sets? Well, why the hell do you have 10,000 baseball cards? Okay, so, shut the hell up.
Yes.
Why the hell do you have 5 different sets of golf clubs? Well, suck me sideways. 5 sets of golf clubs, even if you get some cheap ones from Dick's Sporting Goods, are going to be more money than we have tied up in that entire room over there. It's a fact. Yep. We have 100 TVs, but we've probably paid a couple $100. Well, not the CT100, but
yeah, that's my most
everything
expensive purchase.
Everything but the CT100 we find on Craigslist for free, or we found given to us, or we find them in the trash, or we've giving a fellow collector $50 and they show up with a van full of them, okay? I don't know. It's a very cheap hobby, I sit here and say, look at this nice 1967 Zenith black and white TV, pristine mint condition and works perfectly. We don't even have to make any adjustments on the fucking thing, but the set was free. We just had to go pick it up and put it in the back of my Honda. And then they sit there and go, oh, well, I paid $3,000 for this rare baseball card. Well, it's a piece of card to me. I mean, it's not interesting. It has a picture of some sports for brains on there, and wow, he can hit a ball with a damn bat. Doesn't get me hard.
What happened to the ball and bat?
All right. Anyway, that's our long drawn out answer to that one, and I am really digging your 79 Zenith System 3 Space Command.
Yep.
So right on. I'm always interested in whatever Lake Nipissing has to say, because he always says something interesting. I'm sorry if any of you that I don't know personally are a she and I say he. I mean, it's not exactly like, always obvious. Okay, moving right along. Logan Musser, how many fans do you have in your collection? Again, over 200. Emerson Colley says, I'll ask a question each. Go ahead and see, your name is up first.
Okay, he asks me, this is going to be good. How come on GTA 5, when I park my car to the side to take another car that I do not own to pimp out, and you take my car, only to see it, you pull up, and it 5 minutes later with missing doors, smoking, and backfiring, with the wheelbase being a lot shorter? What did my car do to you?
You asshole.
Well, I thought you'd appreciate your car being a nice, sweet ride. It's all pimped and stuff. I thought you'd like it.
Exactly what I think when I loan my car to a friend. I hope you bring it back with no doors. And smoking, backfiring, and the wheelbase being a lot shorter.
Hey, you gotta admit, it was pretty sweet,
Okay, and he asks me, I know you don't play GTA 5 because it makes you turn your even flow on high. Truth. But on your part one of answering questions, you said you like drag racing. Do you think maybe we could drag race in the game sometime? Yes, absolutely. I don't know if I could successfully do it on the game, but I will definitely try.
Yeah, I'll have to arrange for that.
Yes.
I'd love to do that.
Okay, Sirens of Cincinnati. Sorry about the late question. What is the oldest fan in your collection? We have a 1912 GEAOU, which was given to us as a gift from Philly Fox. And works fine. Not a problem with it. I just have a little bit of painting to do on it. A little bit of polishing, and it'll be done. It's been a work in progress because it's not, it's not easy to take a fan that's over 100 years old, because the insulation has turned to powder, the grease has turned to glue, the metal has turned to iron oxide, and everything has to be very meticulously rebuilt. I mean, it's not just, taking some Clorox wipes to a box fan, clean it up a bit, throw some wax on, you're done. I mean, it's a lot of effort, and it takes a lot of time because you have to apply touch-up paint, wet sand, buff, touch-up paint again, wet sand, buff. It's not just a rental can job. Xavier Brenner, if you guys had only one radio you could keep, which one would it be? I think the GE Canadian, just because it's interesting. That's my opinion. Mm-hmm. Because, I know which ones you're going to be, but I like the separate AM and FM dials and how they light up independently depending on what's selected, mm-hmm. and how you get like what would be a modern surround sound stereo sound out of it, yet with the warm tones of tube audio, mm-hmm. plus vintage smell.
Yeah.
And I know which one you like.
Which one?
The Olympic console.
Well, I don't know if I think he means table radio.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
And,
We'll assume table radio then.
Well, for table radio, I would honestly say like my favorite right now is that one Panasonic one with the big 6.5-inch speaker in it.
Oh yeah.
If I were to keep one, that's where I stand right now. But that's my other thing I struggle with. I don't particularly have favorites either. But in terms of what table radios I have, I would say that one is my favorite right now.
Okay. Sharky626 says, "Hey, what's 1 + 1?" You want to take this one?
I don't know. Is it
Okay.
Is it 11?
I think it. Wait a minute. If you have one Whirlpool belt drive and one Whirlpool direct drive, how many washers do you have? 17?
Interesting.
Anyway, Sharky, I don't know. Moving right along, are there any modern products 2000 or later that you have that have actually been good in reliability aside from Speed Queen? Yes. The fridge.
Yeah, our
microwave.
Yeah, like our microwave is a 2001 General Electric, manufactured by Samsung, but it's before Samsung really went downhill. And let me see, so that microwave's going to be, 15 years old? Still works fine. See, our fridge is a 2005, came with the house. It was a 2005 Maytag. All mechanical controls, no problems. 2001 Maytag range, no problems, never had to do anything to it. And lost my train of thought. Our Carrier Infinity furnace. I mean, yeah, we've only had it for almost 2 years now, but very well made unit. And it is a bit pricey, but you get what you pay for, really. It's quality, pure quality. One of the top rated HVAC systems for residential, huh?
Yeah, it's the top rated one.
Yeah. And my parents, when I moved in here, I didn't have a dishwasher. Installed a October 2000, manufactured October 2005 Kenmore by Whirlpool dishwasher in March 2011. It's past that 10-year mark right now, and being that it's the same design Whirlpool's been using since the late 80s, there hasn't been any issues with it. What's his post say? It is 2000 or later. I still have my 2000 manufactured June 2000, was it May? Or either one, April 2000 Gateway computer. Never had a problem with it. Still works fine. My first modern video camera, 2003 Sony Mini DV, but it was made in Japan. That's probably why it still works just fine. It was expensive, but again, get what you pay for. So there's quite a few examples. So not everything from the late 90s on has been China Pride, but it started happening. Like my 2003, I built a computer. Every component in that thing just failed at once with bulging caps and catastrophic damage to the point where I just junked the whole thing. Didn't even bother with it. Oh, and another proof is my 2006 Dell Latitude D820 I bought brand new. It's 9 years old now. Never had a lick of problem with it. And I bought the next to top of the line processor with it. Still works just fine. Though it is getting a little sluggish on some of the new high-def YouTube videos. So that's the only reason why I probably am going to have to get a new laptop. But what the hell are you doing?
Nothing.
But yeah, I could provide plenty of examples like that. It's just the minority, though. I'd have to sit back and think about it. But yeah, there's some examples right there for you. I hope.
Okay, and furthermore, kind of curious, since you guys own individual vacuums, what is your guys' opinion on central vacuuming? I am intrigued by it personally. I remember back in like early middle school, a friend of mine, his house had central vacuum, and I used to think it was really intriguing because his mom had like a 30-foot hose or something, and she'd plug it in to the port, and off in the garage you'd hear zzz, and then she'd vacuum, and it'd be like nearly silent. You just hear suction noise. I don't know much about central vacuums as far as reliability or what's the best brand, stuff like that. I have heard that Beam is really good, but I haven't heard pros and cons of various brands myself. What about you?
I never actually investigated a whole central vacs, but I'd say like Harley, it is rather interesting how it works, and plus that'd be kind of cool running a vacuum upstairs and you don't even hear it. But actually, I remember looking in the Sears catalog and stuff and seeing a central vac. I thought that'd be so cool. You just plug it into a port, and there would be like on the floor in the kitchen. It'd be like a little pan, like not a pan, but like a little louvered door. You could sweep dirt into, and then turn on, and suck the dirt away.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, yeah, that is pretty cool. However, my personal thing is, well, I do find all interesting. I still love my uprights. So. But yeah, that's my 2 cents.
All right. And Silver Person asks if you could go back in time and buy any vehicle of your choice. What would it be and with what options? Go for it.
Mine's still going to be the same thing, except, okay, my grandfather had that 1984 Dodge 600, so I would say I would take a 1984 Dodge 600, but I would option it weird, like 85 was the first year for having full electronic controls, even on the analog, in terms of the gauges. My grandfather's had the old mechanical style with the speedometer that would go up like that initially. You know, that's just how they all worked on any make and model, really. But I'd love to have that original instrument cluster, but max out everything else, like the digital dash, or not the digital, that wouldn't work. I'm talking the EVA, radio, power windows.
You had the option for an EVA.
Yeah, I would probably just do that and get the 2.2 turbo, 3-speed automatic, and Night Watch Blue with the. I don't know. I love the wheel covers on this car are my favorite, but I don't know if I do that or leave the ones he had on his that were similar. They were still all made of metal, but I can't find a good picture of it. But
those.
No, I like those too. Shut up.
Those.
But yeah, that would be my ultimate dream car. I mean, that's just what I like, and that's what I would go with.
I want a 1986 Hyundai Excel. No, I don't.
No, you don't.
Golly, I have a long list actually. I would pretty much go for about the same thing, only I would probably lean more towards the 86 and newer, just because they were the preference of me. They were my preference.
You like the second gens?
Yeah, I like the second gens.
I like the first gens.
Well, I had 2 second gen. I had the 600 and the New Yorker, and then the 87 J body. So that was a second gen, right? No, that was a first gen.
J bodies didn't come out till 87.
Yeah, and then I had the 92 LeBaron and the 85 Ram. It's really hard for me, honestly, to answer. I like the mid 80s E-body Chryslers the most. But I do have a lot of vehicles that I do like. I like the 85 300ZX. I like the 1983 Datsun 810 Maxima wagon. Golly, I like all of the old Cadillacs. I like a couple Chevys. It's really hard. I like about 100 different cars personally.
And I guess that could be my issue too, because any like a Chrysler product from like 80s and earlier I love. I'd love to have a Dodge Ram pickup or the Ram Charger SUV, as you would say. But there was a truck though, really. And
all right. UXW Bill. UXW Bill says, would you be willing to tell us your real first names? Harley.
Mike.
Mike. My last name is not Badger. His last name is not Bear. My name is Harley, and he's Mike. So, that's just that. What got me started in the whole Badger thing was a badger is my totem animal. And if you don't know what that means, it's sort of a Native American spirit animal. Everybody in the Cherokee Nation is assigned anywhere up to 9 spirit animals. And some are given, some are expected to be found out by the individual. And I have a small amount of Cherokee Nation, primarily my mom's side of the family. As far as my father's side of the family, I'm 100% German. My biological father was a German immigrant. So, long and short of it, there's nothing to do with motorcycles. It has to do with Harley Earl, who was a GM designer. He designed the Corvette, among other things, and then a lot of Buicks. But, yeah, Harley Earl. That's kind of where I came from.
Right.
If you could live anywhere in the world, do you want to?
I just want to elaborate on about my name, persona, whatever. Bear, simply because, back to the original thing I mentioned earlier, tailspin, baloo. So, picking an anthropomorphic animal was simple. I wanted to be a burr, a chubby burr.
Oh, way, oh, tailspin. Oh, way, oh, tailspin.
And as for spats, if you don't understand, it's kind of hard, but in anthropomorphic animals, in humanized animals, you can have shoes as an option, go barefoot, or if you dress up, you don't need shoes, you just put on spats on your paws. And I've always been obsessed with that concept since I was like 5 years old.
Donald Duck.
Well, Scrooge.
That's what I meant.
DuckTales.
Scrooge McDuck. Sorry, Donald.
Yeah, I had this obsession with that going on in 1987 when I saw that show. And I just never quit. It just grew more passionate. And I just combined everything I loved into one character. And Spats Bear. I'm a spatted burr. Dapper burr. I'm a burr.
What?
I want Spats to meet Baloo someday. We need to make that happen.
Only not the Baloo I'm thinking of.
Not that Baloo, though. That Baloo's
Sorry, it's a local joke.
Yeah, it's an inside joke. You wouldn't get it.
UXW Bill goes on to say, or if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live? The United Kingdom. What about you?
You're not gonna like this.
I almost said the Magic Kingdom. I don't know why.
I'm perfectly fine right here in Pennsylvania.
I am too. I mean,
I don't really have anywhere else in the world I would like to live.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know, but hey, I love being here. So there.
Well, and a lot of it is just what I'm thinking. I mean, we've both been to Germany, and you see how Germany is. Germany is, for the most part, I understand there are caveats to every statement, but for the most part, Germany is, explicitly clean. The people are very polite and respectful and friendly. It's, the UK is more so young people, I would say. Yeah, you have the stiff old Brit who's, oh, sorry, love, sort of very uber polite. Then you've got the young Brits who are more like, rave and party, and I like the combination of both. And my answer is simply sort of a fantasy thing. What if?
Yeah.
I too am also satisfied living in Western Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I guess my thing is, it's nice to fantasize about, but also a lot of the things I enjoy would probably not be the same.
Yes and no. So yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to.
Yeah.
It's just different cultures.
We would adapt to, say, Germany.
Yeah.
We would adapt like Dr. Cassette, Eagle Vision 1993. I mean, we would find German stuff that would fit our hobbies.
Yeah.
If we were in the UK, we would photonic induction. We would find stuff to adapt to that way also. Only we'd have those European television sets where the picture tube sort of like bulges out from the. I don't like that.
Like I said, no offense to any European television collectors from that era. I just don't much care for those TVs. The CRT just looks wrong around that bezel.
It looks like
that's just
like
my
it's bursting
perspective.
out, like it's just going to fall out. Any UK guys or European guys even, or Dr. Cassette, Eagle Vision 1993, if anybody has any idea why they're designed like that with picture tubes where the screens are like bulging out ready to fall out of the cabinet, please let us know, because I don't know why they're designed that way.
Yeah, I never looked into European sets, but yeah.
All right, now some very good questions from Fight House 154. Number one, what's your favorite movie? I would have to say the Die Hard series. All of them, well, let's not all of them, okay? Die Hard 1, 2, and 3, I like fairly equally. With the slight edge being Die Hard 3. So if I had to narrow it down to one single movie, Die Hard 3.
All right. Mine probably would be Back to the Future.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I mean, I know there's some, I'm not looking for the right term, but flaws in it, but just the whole idea.
There's some bullshit in it.
Oh, I mean, just like things like.
Say it like Harley would.
How would he know it's going to hit, time the car just right to hit the poles at the end, the wire, and how would it be exactly at 10:04? You don't know that. They just know 10:04 p.m.
Spoiler alert.
Well, everybody's seen that movie by now. Come on.
Fight House 154 might not have.
But
I can't imagine someone with the YouTube username of Fight House 154 sitting back with some dun 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 dun, dun. Huey Lewis in the News,
yeah.
Michael J. Fox. No, I'm
But
just
just
totally
like the music,
my
the
mouth.
background score is my absolute favorite of any movie.
Yeah, it is kind of good.
And just again, back to the whole vintage electronics thing and the whole vintage era thing. Just like how he goes back to 55, I am obsessed with seeing his house and all the stuff in there. That just fascinates me, and seeing all the. If you think about it, like in the 55, you had all the old test equipment, and in 85, bam, it's still there. And he has all, it's still being used, but it's old by then, and it's just, I don't know, it's just one of those weird things. And just like it,
Okay. Now, his second question, or her, I'm sorry, if I say he and you're a she, don't hold it against me. Or if I say she and you're a he, don't hold that against me. Because if your name were John Smith 184, I would know. Or if it were Paula, Jones 17, I would know you're a she. So I don't, Anyway, Fight House 154, your second question is, what holiday do you like the most? I would say New Year's Day. New Year's. I think that the way I see it is, especially from a psychology point of view, this kind of fits with my train of thought. A new year is kind of like you finished the book on the 31st of December, 11:59 p.m., you're ready to slam it closed, and then you open up a fresh new book, and, like the song, your future is now unwritten. So you kind of just go through that, like, psychological car wash, and you come out clean and start all over again. Mm-hmm. I don't have New Year's resolutions either, by the way, because I don't think there's a lot about myself that I want to change. I mean, I hate to sound, like I have an ego like that, but I'm just not unhappy. But my favorite holiday has got to be New Year's, because yes, I drink and party the night of, and the day after I wake up, and I've got a new open book in front of me that's empty, and it just, seems to me maybe, write your own future for that year. Take it as you will.
All right. I would say growing up, it was probably Christmas, not for the presents or anything, but just everything that went on. And the best ones were probably like, I used to make videos PXL 2000 during that era. I still got some stuff there, and the Christmas tree and all that. But since I've turned 18 or so, I say around 2000, I completely lost interest in Christmas because it became heavily commercialized and corporate bullshit. Spend, spend, spend. Both sides are greedy, and that's all people do or care about now. They'll kill each other over the $25 DVD player.
Yeah.
Or whatever, but
I mean, they will.
I completely lost interest in Christmas. So I think I'm going to go with Harley and say New Year's, because also it's from my thing, and I have this obsession about all the stuff I love is getting yet a year older. Such as where it's been around at. Like, I even have proof of that when I did my 1993 New Year's video on the PXL 2000 and my Emerson VCR at the time, which was the good Emerson, better Emerson, built well. But the thing is, I thinking, hey, all this stuff I love is still here. It still works, and I don't know, that's just how my mind works in terms of that. But yeah, I have to go with New Year's now.
Okay. Third question: what is your favorite brand of vintage fans? I think to me it would be Lakewood, simply because Lakewood is a large part of my growing up, and Lakewood was also sort of, I hate to say it, but like the Cadillac of fans. I mean, you could get a Galaxy or Alaska or GE, and they were good. I mean, they were super quality. We've got tens of them. But Lakewood was just kind of like where you went to the good store to get a Lakewood. What do you think?
Yeah, Lakewood is my number one brand, but if you notice on Lakewoods, they're very solid fans. They use very heavy gauge steel. They have no rattles or squeaks, and especially like all throughout the years, but going back to like the 60s Lakewoods, those suckers were heavy.
Yeah, we got a couple.
And then, early 70s ones are like my favorites because that's what I had growing up. At least my grandmother did. I mean, even though they're starting to, put plastic grills on, they still used heavy gauge steel. Very well made fans. Even the plastics were very well made. And, even going into the third gens in the 80s when most box fans went cheap, they still used that heavy gauge steel. Yeah. Their frames were like tough. And so yeah, I agree with Harley and Lakewoods being the Cadillac of fans, and from a vintage fan perspective. And my second favorite would be Lasco, just because I always saw, like, to me, Lakewood and Lasco went hand to hand. Like, Lasco was like I don't know how to describe it, but just like, if it wasn't a Lakewood fan, someone had a Lasco or Galaxy or Sears branded version. And I always loved how their box fans looked. Especially, even the plastic bladers. I just have those weird Marco plastic motor housing, the motors. I just always thought those were interesting. But yeah.
Okay, and finally, Fighthouse 154 would like to know, which kind of music do you like to listen? With me, it depends on my mood. If like right now, I am, I guess, what you'd call regular Harley. I'm not mad, I'm not pissed, I'm not sad, I'm not depressed. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm sitting here in front of the computer having a nice conversation with our YouTube followers, enjoying the questions, sitting here with Spats. I'm cool. Right now I could listen to some Barry Manilow. I could listen to some I don't know what you'd call Bob FM, but
a mix of anything.
Yeah, mix of anything. On the way back from dinner tonight, we heard a Michael Jackson song, and I really liked it. It was Smooth Criminal. I like a lot of upbeat stuff, spanning the decades. I like Jason Derulo. I like Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. And I especially like the message and the causes they stand for and the courage they have and the lack of fear they have, that plays really big to me because I hate fear and I hate, being meek. I'm all about get out there, Sarah Bareilles, the song, what is that song that I've been playing a lot of lately? Anyway, my mind went totally blank, but I know the song. Brave. Let the words fall out. I want to see you be brave, that kind of stuff. Inspirational, like that. Lady Gaga is a really big part of my life, because she and Macklemore, and Sarah, they all put a large effort into human rights, and I'm really big on that too. And I'm not big on human rights in sort of a let's jump on the latest bandwagon of whoever lives matter, whatever. I'm not attracted to the person who can speak the loudest. I'm attracted to the person who needs spoken for the loudest. And a lot of the musical taste that I have fits into that too. I like Elton John. Then again, I like 90s Metallica. I like Led Zeppelin, Guns N' Roses. Basically somewhere between hard rock and heavy metal is my number one choice. My number two would be sort of whatever falls into easy listening. And number three would be dance and hip-hop. Hope that makes some kind of semblance of sense. Go for it, babe.
All right. I have to start off by saying, to give you kind of idea like what I really love. My absolute favorites would be like Elton John, Phil Collins, and Genesis. Then from there, I'll just say I love anything from, say, the 50s through early 90s, and then some things today. One of the things, like when I was a teenager, everybody else is listening to whatever, and me, up here, the radio stations were, for me, 3WS and WJPA, the oldies. I just became obsessed with that music from that era, and that's why I miss is in the 90s, late 90s, they were still playing a lot of 60s stuff, and I miss hearing that. Luckily, I made a lot of tapes off the radio, and I'm getting that stuff on vinyl now. But yeah, I love a lot of really upbeat 60s music. I love rock. I love disco too. See, 60s, 70s, and 80s. It depends on my mood, really. Yeah, I absolutely love that stuff. I mean, it all depends on. It's just like me and televisions and stuff. Like, see a 60s TV or 70s TV or 50s TV and early 80s TV, and then the music kind of goes along with it.
Yeah.
I don't know, and the same with the audio equipment too. But I'll play anything on it. It's just the idea. I guess I'm most fond of music from late 70s to early to mid 80s because that's what I heard when I was little, really. And especially late 70s music and the way it sounded just reminds me of the houses and the equipment, and appliances and during that time, and that's what takes me back.
All right. Now, Blue Thunder Boom. Since I have my Dirt Devil vacuum cleaner model 103 that's made in USA, when the lubricant has been dried on the motor, how do I relubricate the motor for my vintage vacuum cleaner? Honestly, dude, you just clean the old lubricant off and you put new grease on. I mean, I don't know exactly how to describe that more succinctly. Honestly, that's all that we do. We take the bearing, we get the old grease off, and we put new grease on. Now, if you're asking what kind of grease you should use, I would say a good white lithium synthetic grease. Other than that, to explain to you how to get to the bearings, I don't know. I'd have to look at it with you, and I would. I haven't done that, honestly. But I would just suggest that you try to get off the old lubricant as much as possible. If you can't get it all, it's no big deal. It will dissolve in the new lubricant. It'll just make it dirty. Scrape as much of it as you can off. Use a rag, squirt some new shit on there, and let it roll. Since you went to Lowe's, a fridge section like Kimura Elite fridge, since it's made in Mexico.
Well, hang on a second. I wanted to
Oh, I'm sorry.
chime in on this Dirt Devil. I'm not familiar with that particular model. I don't have very many Dirt Devils. If it's a sealed ball bearing, nothing you can do other than replace the bearing.
Yeah, that's true.
If it is you can access. It's not a sealed ball bearing. What I do is if I can take it out, I actually have we have an ultrasonic cleaner. Put Simple Green in there and put in the ultrasonic. Hit the button. It'll dissolve knock loose all the old grease, and you re-grease it. And for what I use though, for greasing ball bearings and stuff, I use synthetic automotive grease. It's that green stuff I use, and we also use that same grease in oscillators on the older fans, and that's what I use for that. And then as for sleeve bearings, just 3-in-1 non-detergent, or 20 weight oil, any 20 weight oil, or Zoom spout. That's all I wanted to add to that.
Okay, and since you went to Lowe's in the fridge section, like Kimura Elite fridge, since it's made in Mexico, was the quality might be bad. Well, Mexico is way better than China.
Well, what I'll say is pretty much any refrigerator you buy now is made in Mexico, so it makes no difference. What's going to fail first is the electronics, and those will most likely would have came from China. Even if it doesn't, that's always what kills modern appliances. They build very poor quality electronics that fail prematurely, and that's usually what kills everything nowadays. And if it's not that, then you have your refrigerant leak out or the compressor die, and that's usually the part that says 10-year warranty. Yeah, that's because you probably don't have any problem with the compressor or the sealed system or anything. You always have electronic failure, which is not covered by the 10-year warranty in the fine print.
Right. And last but not least, Chris TV 1979. Have you ever custom built a desktop computer? If so, what were the specs? I have. The latest one I did was I built one in 1995, and everything on it was custom. I bought a generic case, power supply, motherboard, processor, so on and so forth. The processor was an Intel Pentium Pro 100 megahertz, or 133. No, it was a Pentium Pro 100 megahertz. It had 512 megs of RAM. Believe it may have been either a 320 meg or a 500 meg hard drive. And I had a US Robotics 28 8-baud modem on it. I had a Thermaltake case, I think. And I had a Gateway 15-inch monitor, which was manufactured by Sony. That would be the computer that I built in 1995. It had Windows 95 on it, and I actually paid for it. It was about $200 for Windows 95.
All right. I built my first, like I mentioned earlier, I built my first computer back in January 2003. And I don't remember the specs that well, but it is an AMD Athlon XP 2600. Let me see, I think I had 4 gigs of RAM in it. I had 3 hard drives in it, I think, totaling 500 gigabytes, and I had 2 DVD burners and 1 DVD reader, just because. No, that's my current computer. Sorry, I had two. It started off a DVD reader and a DVD burner. Then I upgraded to DVD burner with dual layer capability. But all I know is that computer, I don't remember anything about it because I had so many problems with it. Mainly because it was during that era of the bad caps problem. I had so many component failures, and in 2008, pretty much everything just shit itself. It was no good. bad caps everywhere, components shot. I didn't even bother with that. I just gutted it and I gave it parts to friends, and I just threw the rest of it away. My second computer I built, I actually am still using now. I built it in September 2008. It's an AMD Phenom 9850 X4 quad-core processor, Gigabyte S-Series motherboard. Let's see. I started off with a Seasonic power supply, which is supposed to be good. I woke up one morning to burnt waffles. That's what it smelled like. The power supply burned up. I sent it out to them, so it's supposed to be under warranty. Got it back. It was rebuilt, and it too didn't work. So now it's running I think it's a Silverstone power supply. It's made by Sparkle, I think.
Now, did the burnt waffles smell like burnt plain or burnt blueberry? Burnt chocolate chip?
Burnt plain.
Burnt plain. Okay.
Yeah, I just woke up and I went out there and the room smelled like burnt waffles, and this computer was dead. It's really the only problem I had with it. I have 3 Western Digital Caviar 500 gigabytes SATA 2 hard drives in it for a total of 1.5 terabytes. DDR2 4 gigabyte of RAM. Let's see. I have 2 LG DVD burners in it. That's how I started off. And I added a LG Blu-ray burner, all of which still work fine. And that's where I bought an IBM Model M keyboard, manufactured March 1996 by Lexmark. And I have two LG Flatron W2452T monitors, one of which already failed due to bad caps. Harley recapped it, and it worked just fine. And I bought a second one that's been refurbished because I have to have matching monitors. I hate mismatched monitors. And that's it. I mean, that's the second computer I built. I built my mom's computer, too, in 2006. And I actually don't remember much about it. So I think I built 3 computers total in my lifetime. And I'll probably be building another desktop in the next couple of years, really. So.
All right. Well, there you go. Your questions have been answered. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Leave your comments in the comment section below. And let us know if there's anything else you want to see or hear or do from us.
All right.
Until then, thanks for watching. Have a great day.